Hi guys, this is D, and this is my first time doing a video like this. I consider myself to be an outrage viewer. I am I am so disgusted with the things that I'm seeing going on, like on YouTube. It's like, I can't believe it. So I decided to do my own, WTF rant. What the, um, as I stated before, my name is D. I just wanted to take a minute and just talk about some things I've seen on YouTube, which I find to be deeply, deeply disturbing. At first I was just watching, I watched the whole CardiB, StarMarie crap, TashaK, Lovely T, Daytime Tea mess, and then the whole Phil the advice show debacle. And I'm just like, okay, what really got my attention was the fact that I noticed there seems to be several underlying narratives surrounding these people and the communities affiliated with them. One of the narratives which it's glaringly exposing itself is the whole use of gossip as an agent of distraction and destruction in the Black community. For some reason, I can see some like mad puppeteer in the background using these people to distract us from what's really going on in our country. The government is trying to get people in those offices who think like they think. People who think like Trump, those people do not want us to have the right to be on the same playing field with them. And the sad truth is that they are actually using all of this crap that's going on in social media. They're actually using that stuff to distract us. While we are on social media listening and squabbling about Cardi B and StarMarie, TashaK and Lovely T, Daytime Tea Time, the Phil from the advice show, while we're doing all of this, they're sliding and hurrying up trying to sneak in as many of these people as they possibly can. Because they know that once they get them in those positions, many of those positions are a lifetime position. And as long as they don't break any major laws, they're there. You're not going to be able to get them out of office. These are the people who will be changing the laws that affect us and affect the way we live. So I'm like, I don't know if anybody else is watching this, anybody else see this, or y'all so wrapped up in this garbage that's going on that you don't care. Because guess what? If they take your rights away and you can't sit on the computer making money like you make it now, what are you going to do? Or if you go to your job and your rights on your job have been severely decreased, limited, what are you going to do? I'm wondering, that question keeps popping up in my mind. I wonder, has anyone asked the question why all of this YouTube drama dropped during the time that a potentially racist, right-wing operative and women's right opponent is being elected? I know most people are not concerned with politics and all that, but these are the people who can negatively impact us, the minorities. What many of you don't know is that true conservatives do not believe in women's rights. They don't believe in rights for the LGBTQ community. They certainly do not believe in the rights and allowances made to aid the Black community to live and work on an even playing field with them. The Republicans and quite a few Democrats in Congress and the Senate are working with Donald Trump to forward their agenda. Donald Trump is a stone cold racist. We are not exposing that. We're not on that. We're not talking about the fact that this man is a stone cold racist. And we're also not talking about how it can impact the lives of people in the minority. We spend the majority of our time discussing a sewer rat who has a sick fetish for Cardi B. And you can apply that sewer rat to whoever you want to apply it to, because there are quite a few sewer rats out there. These people who are going in on Cardi B, I don't care. I'm not on Cardi B's tit. I don't know her like that. I don't even follow her like that. I like her music. I like Nicki Minaj music. When I'm writing stories, their music actually gives me a lot of creativity. So yeah, I listen to them. But as far as me just cutting for either one of them, they don't pay me, so why would I cut for them? But I mean, it's just like we spend most of our time worrying about, what these YouTubers are doing and who sold they soul for the almighty, coin. We're spending all our time on these issues, and we're not even looking at the fact that our government is really trying to pull a fast one on us. All these old rich white people that are up there in in the that are already politicians up there in the higher echelons of government, they represent the top 1% of the nation. The people who are so wealthy, they don't give a rat's patootie about us. They don't care about us. What they care about is getting their money. What they care about is getting it from us any way they can possibly get it from us. While we sitting here squabbling on a lower level, those people are laughing at us because they're changing the laws. They're changing the laws. And we're sitting here squabbling about who said what and who shot John and who killed Bill. It's so silly. It is silly. It is silly. We spend all of our time running down a man for deciding to marry someone who is not a black woman. Let me tell you something. I don't know anything about Phil. I have watched some of his content. Some of the things he says, I don't like it. So I don't really just, fool with him like that. I've heard him say negative things about black women. I'm a black woman. I have 5 black children. And if I heard you saying something about negative about black women, believe me when I tell you, I'm going to have something negative to say about your black behind. Because if it wasn't for a black woman, you wouldn't exist. If it wasn't for a black woman who thought enough of you to lay up and push you out, you wouldn't exist. So for you to open your mouth and say anything negative about a black woman, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, because if it wasn't for your mother loving you, you wouldn't exist. So you might want to check that, my friend. Might want to make sure you pay homage to the black sisters who are the reason why you are here. That's all I got to say for Phil. I don't know him like that. I don't know his history like that. I have seen some little stuff that he said because he was going through a bad relationship and he went through a horrible divorce and had a negative outlook. I can understand that because I went through a horrible divorce. I had a negative outlook on my ex-husband and his people too. I had a whole negative outlook on them. But I didn't go around bashing them though. I spoke the truth. I sure did. I called them scammers and I spoke the truth on that. But I didn't just go around bashing anybody because I don't feel like I have the right to bash a whole group of people because of what one person or one family did. So that's all I got to say on that. If these are your main concerns, and I'm just asking you black people, I'm asking you brown people, I'm asking you minorities, if these are your main concerns, what TashaK is doing, what Lovelyti is doing, the whole StarMarie, the whole CardiB StarMarie mess, or any mess, if these are your main concerns, heaven help you if you lose your rights because you were too busy staying up on YouTube garbage talk and didn't try to prevent these sick, twisted puppeteers who are the real bad guys in all of this. Nobody's really looking at the fact. TashaK said she was built by a white man. She said a white man built her. That was something that came out of her mouth. She didn't just say that for no reason. I understand, and I'm finna break this down right fast. I understand why she said it. She said it because she felt like the white person who invested in her platform. That's what she was making a reference to when she said built by a white man. Now, I'm not saying that she was right for saying that because she's married to a black man. And I'm sorry, but if I was somebody's husband and that woman went and said that somebody else built them, if I was a black man and my black woman said that a white man built her, I would feel some kind of way. like, what? What the heck, huh? You should have thought that through before you said that, honey. Hunty. That's what I would have thought. I mean, that's kind of offensive on the level of a man and a woman. Why would you say a white man built you? Plus, you got to think about your followers and your viewers, how they might perceive what you just said. You know, because it doesn't sound right. It doesn't look right to say that. Now, with that being said, that's not my problem. I don't care who she think built her. If that's how she feel, good for her. If she feel like a white man built her, oh well, swell. You know, hey, do you, boo-boo? But the problem is that when you make statements like that, you get, you know, people thinking the wrong thing. And there that is. Phil said he was offered millions of dollars to sign with the white man who wanted to invest in his platform. Now, I watched that video myself. And he did say that out of his own mouth. Even if he erased that video, he said it. And I know somebody got it. I know they do. Because people love to record videos just so they can pull them out at the opportune time and say, wait a minute, my friend. This is what you said the other day. You said a white man offered you millions of dollars to invest in your platform and you turned it down. That's what he said. But from what I understand, because I heard another YouTuber say that a white man helped him in his platform, which leads me to believe that there may be some type of hidden conspiratorial effort going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, controlling the narrative of what these people are talking about and pushing garbage because they're garbage pushers. They're garbage peddlers. And I'm sorry, but you know, you sitting up here, Lovelyti, Phil, TashaK have been seen in some of the same videos online, same pictures. And the thing that comes to mind, that old adage, you are the company you keep. Some of these smaller platforms that will cut you to the core for TashaK. They will cut you to the core for her. What that makes me think, because I'm always thinking. I don't never, ever just take what people say, because a person can tell you anything. That doesn't make it true because they said it. I like to take what people say and I like to go run it and check it myself. I'm real good at research and I'm real good at checking facts. And I love to run and check things for myself to see if there's even an ounce of truth to what somebody's saying. But best believe if once I check it and I don't see no truth, I'm coming back to you and I'm going to let you know you a big fat liar. And I don't fool with liars, period. As far as I'm concerned, once you discredit yourself, once I know you're capable of lying, you are just a liar to me. You're nothing more, nothing less. You're just a liar. I don't validate nothing you say. I used to push for TashaK because I used to love to sit, listen to her commentary when I would be like, you know, doing different kind of work, because I write. I write stories, and so when I'm doing my writing, a lot of times I'm just like focused. I'm like in a zone, you know, focused on what I'm doing. So when I get the notifications telling me that somebody has dropped a video, sometimes I stop what I'm doing. I go watch the video because I love the good laughs and stuff. But when I tell you, oh Lord Jesus, when all of this stuff started, I was writing and something told me, no, finish what you're doing, because once you stop, you're gonna get sidetracked. And I'm glad I did that, because I went ahead and pushed through, finished what I was writing. I wanted to get through, and once I came to the end of all the words that I had to put on paper, I saved my document, went on by my business, and went on over to Miss TashaK, because she know how to get it crunk. She know how to make you laugh and stuff. I love it. I think that's pretty cool. But let me tell you, when I saw her on that video going in on CardiB, and talking about how she was just begging and pleading with her to check her sources first and da 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 da. And then she was cussing that girl out like she stole from her. She was cussing Cardi B out like Cardi B slept with her husband. I mean, that's how she was acting. And I'm going to tell you something now. If Cardi B did something personal to her, I would understand, because ain't nobody, period, going to let nobody talk to them. I don't care if you begging. If you do something personal to me, I'm going to be ugly to you, period. But sister girl was acting the fool. And she was sitting in that car talking about, oh, I need me a drink. Oh, I need me a drink. I seen the video. She can sit around here and say whatever she want to say. Her energy was so foul and ugly in that video. I couldn't even do nothing. I was like, this ain't even the same people. It's like a spirit was all over her. I'm looking at her eyes. She was so mad and so angry in that video. And I was like, wow, because I hadn't seen that side from her. Usually she would just be laughing and, it was funny to her, whatever she was doing. It was comedic, it was humorous. But she was pissed off. She was ticked all the way off. She was teed all the way off. And then when she started talking about that child needing to focus on her child and all this other stuff, some of the things she was saying kind of ticked me off a little bit, because you're not going to sit here and talk about somebody else focusing on their child when you got a child yourself, honey. Because what I was always told, while you point a finger at one person, guess what? 3 fingers are pointing back at you. So while you out here trying to do your little interviews or whatever you doing with this Miss Scammer Marie, and you out here just doing all the stuff you doing, you got a child too. So you can't just talk about somebody. And you were saying things about not being toxic around her child. Look, how you going to talk about somebody not being toxic around their child when you being toxic? You're a toxic person too. So what about your child? What about your daughter that you talk about all the time? You don't want nobody saying nothing to you about your child. So why would you say something to anybody about their child? Somebody need to check you at the door, my friend. Somebody need to pull your coattail, because guess what? You're not right. When you leave the professional and go into the personal, and you expect to get paid for it, you're not right. Somebody should have checked you a long time ago. You and Lovelyti and all of y'all. I know y'all ladies are not dumb. Y'all are very intelligent. And I'm going to tell you just like this. Birds of a feather flock together. And so it looked like y'all was doing some good cop, bad cop stuff. And both of y'all but got caught. Daytime tea time was in the mix too, but she hurried up and dropped out. I mean, I'm just going to call it like I see it. Somebody need to call it, because all of these people running around here trying to, cape for y'all and make sure that trying to go on people's pages and acting like trolls and doing all this so silly stuff, talking bad to people and stuff on y'all's behalf. Look, let me tell you something. If you grown enough to start a fight, you grown enough to fight the fight. Don't start nothing like the song. Don't start none, won't be none. You started it. Now, if it blow up in your face, be woman enough to take the blow up, because you shouldn't have started it in the first place. Nobody feels sorry for you. And the people who are out there pushing for you with all of this mess and drama, sweetheart, if you end up in court, them people are not going to be studying you. They're going to find the next YouTuber to laugh at. You'll be just like Logan Paul, honey. You'll be just like Logan Paul, and he white. So if they'll get on him, they will get on you too. Please believe, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Somebody need to tell you, because you done went all off the rails and you done lost your mind in some ways. And I'm sorry, but some of the stuff you doing is unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's uncalled for. Somebody need to check you, because you are allowing yourself to be an instrument of destruction. You are making black people look horrible, and somebody need to check you. Because I guarantee you, if we get to looking into your history and your past, I bet you got a bunch of skeletons stacked, stuffed, pushed back, hid in your closet. So please don't act like you are just, oh, I'm just reporting, it's just entertainment. That is baloney. You are using someone else's life to further your own life. Their detriments, or any negative juice that you can find on them, you're using that to further your life, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And if you're not ashamed of yourself, that says a lot about you. That means you have no moral compass. That means your center of locus, that inner part of you that tells you when something is right or wrong, it's off. And you need to go meditate. You need to pray. You need to light some candles. No, forget about lighting candles. You need to go meditate. You need to go pray. You need to ask God to change whatever demon. You need to start rebuking in the name of Jesus, honey. Because whatever it is that you're dealing with, it ain't right. And I can guarantee you when I tell you this, the seed that you sow, you will also reap it. If you ever look at the plant mustard greens, if you ever look at the seed for a mustard green, a seed of a mustard green is very small. It is very small. But the plant that comes up from that mustard green seed is very big. It's got a lot of leaves on it. It's very big, beautiful, and pretty green. But you sowing seeds of discord, sowing seeds of mess and garbage and toxicity. Honey, when that stuff come up, it's going to multiply on you. Just like you reap from that mustard seed green, you will also reap from the seeds of discord, toxicity, garbage, just yuck. All that stuff that you're sowing, you're going to reap that. It's going to come back to you multiplied. Your family is going to be negatively impacted because of your actions. This is not just something I'm saying. If you look at any religion, all religions talk about some type of karmic action, or you sow what you reap action. What you put out in the universe comes back to you. And you've put out a lot of mess, a lot of garbage, TashaK, a lot of filth. And if you think it's not going to come back to you, sweetheart, I feel for you. I'm praying for you. I'm sincerely praying for you, because you're going to need them prayers, hon. You're going to need them. I'm going to ask Jesus to help you, baby, because you're going to need that. You're going to need them prayers. Yes, ma'am. Yes. I'm sorry, but you're going to need them. Yes, dear. Yes, 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 yes. It's ridiculous to look at all these clowns, and I'm calling them clowns. Anybody that's going on here with this shuckery, jivery, and buffoonery, and they making other black people look bad, and then have the nerve to open their mouth and say, "Oh, I'm here for black people." No, you're not. Because if you was here for black people, you wouldn't be trying to run black people down. Come on now, please, 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 and please. Let's just not even go there. All of this stuff is ridiculous. You need to worry about yourself and try to do stuff that's right, and quit trying to run people down, because it's ridiculous. Y'all speaking negativity about other black people just in the name of getting money. Just in the name of getting money. It's like y'all selling y'all souls for a dime. That's craziness. You selling your soul. Today, you selling your soul for that dime. But what you going to do when it catch up to you? Ain't nobody going to want to fool with you. And you ain't going to even have a dime, 2 pennies to rub together. And you going to be sitting there looking crazy, thinking to yourself, look at Bill Cosby. I can guarantee you that man never thought in a million years that he would be in the position he's in today. Where is his help at? Who out there to help him? I feel for him. But look where he at. Can't nobody even help him. The man fell down because they took his doggone game from him. Come on now. Y'all need to wake up. Y'all better wake up before it's too late. And women, please, please, women, please, women, please. You need to wake up before it's too late. I dang sure don't want to end up like the women I saw in this movie I just watched a day ago, called The Handmaid's Tale. It was a book that was turned into a movie. In this book, it's a dystopian society. Everything has changed. The world ain't nothing like it used to be. These women have lost all of their freedom. They have to have a man, a husband, in order to be able to have anything. They can't own anything. They don't have anything. They don't even have money. They can't even have an account in their name. They have to go through their husband. They have to go through their husband. In this society, gender traders, that's what they call them, gender traders. Now listen to this. These were people who were gays, these are people who are lesbians and homosexuals. They call them gender traders. These people were put to death. The women were not put to death if they could bear children. These people and other women, these women were selected because they were still fertile. Because in this movie, the rich white elitists, they utilized abortions and birth controls to the point that mankind was dang near infertile. Almost infertile. There was very few people that could produce a child. Now, I saw this same kind of narrative in Children of Men, which was a movie that came out in 2006. It addressed the same infertile humankind issue. These movies often talk about a narrative that has actually been pushed in the upper elitist communities for decades. They want to decrease our population. They want to decrease our population. They want to decrease our population. Where do you think they're going to start? They're not going to start with them. They're not going to start with the white people. They are going to start because these movies, if you look at The Purge, 2013, 2014, 2016, 2018, all have a central message of the government controlling the population. This message calls out blacks and those who are impoverished as specific targets. The government is, if y'all don't think that they are trying to decrease our population, you crazy. And if you don't think that they are trying to figure out a way to trim down society, because they keep talking about it's going to be too many of us on the resources of the planet. These people have been trying to figure out a way to decrease society, like the population, for decades. And they've been telling us about it in these movies that we're watching, but we don't catch it. You see the movie, you think the movie is good or bad, you're going about your business, you don't care. But you need to start watching out for some of the stuff that they're saying in these movies, because they're telling you what they finna do. They're telling us what they're gonna do. They introduce some things to us in movies so that it's not a shocker when we see it. They desensitize us from these agendas and objectives and narratives by slowly but surely introducing it to what we see. It's what we listening to on the radio, what we see on television. This is how they get us. Now they got us fighting and mad and bickering about foolishness on the internet, because they want to distract us from what they're doing right in front of our faces. But we're too busy arguing about nonsense and garbage to realize that we're being targeted. Oh boy, I'm telling you, y'all just don't know. It gets deep, it gets deep, it gets deep. Republicans want to end food stamps. They want to end Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security. Now, I've paid in for Social Security. I paid in for Medicare. But do you think they want to get that to us? Even though you done paid into it, they don't want to give it back to you. They want to keep it. It's a big pyramid scheme. They want you to pay it in. Hopefully you'll live until you're about 65 to get it. But guess what? In the black community, we don't always outlive that number. So guess what? Look at the number of people who are out here working, killing themselves on multiple jobs to pay into a system that they will never, ever, ever get the money back from. That's what they want. That's what these people want. They want you to keep paying for them to rob and pillage our treasury, but they want us to die so we can't ever tap into that stuff that we done paid for. And all along, they're trying to get rid of these social services because they want the money. They don't want us to have the money. They just gave themselves, the wealthy people and the politicians, the people that are up there. Because I guarantee you, politicians make up in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. They make big money, good money, and they don't pay for insurance. Their insurance is free, and they get good insurance. You try to get some insurance on the government and see what it look like. You ain't gonna be able to hardly do nothing or get nothing with it. But their insurance is A++, gold, platinum, or whatever the heck designation they put on it. They can do whatever they want. You, on the other hand, you living like a pauper, and they sitting up there eating off of your back and eating off of your head, and you sitting there about to die, and they don't care. They want you to die. They want you to die so you can't collect on this pyramid scheme that they've been implementing for the past couple of decades. Yeah, they out for us. And we sitting up here laughing and having conversations about TashaK, having conversations about Lovelyti, having conversations about Phil. Them people ain't studying us. They don't care. They're being used as agents to distract us. And their little minions are being used as agents, and they're so silly because they don't even realize that they're being used. They don't even care. Or you know what? They could know that they're being used. But you know what? In the Black community, we've had a hard time caring about each other for a long time, honey. And that's going to be a whole nother subject because, yeah, we want to be Black power and Black this and Black pro-Black. But we got a lot of issues that we need to address before we can really claim that. That's a whole nother subject. I'm not going to get on that today. I'm going to move on. The time everyone is spending discussing CardiB, StarMarie, TashaK, Lovelyti, Daytime Tea Time, and Phil, the advice show, would better be spent encouraging people to vote these jackass out of office. We hired them to do a job. If you go to any job and you don't do your job, they are going to fire you. You have 90 days to prove that you deserve the job they gave you. If you don't prove in that 90 days that you deserve that job, they're finna get you out of there. Why is it that these politicians go up there? Some of them been up there for 40 years. And they ain't proved nothing. They sitting up there eating off of our backs, eating off our neck, eating off our head. They killing us. They are killing us. And they're eating off of us. They living off of us. They have us locked down in slavery right now. Because if you have to go out and work 2 and 3 jobs to survive, you are enslaved. You can't even enjoy what you're working for because how could you working 2 or 3 jobs? I've done that, trying to survive, trying to take care of my children, trying to take care of myself. These ungodly criminals, these ungodly people, demons who sit up there and lie and say that they're Christians, they love the Lord. You don't love the Lord. You love yourself. You love your pocket. You sitting here loving your pocket and killing us and trying to find every possible way that you can to discredit us and to push us even further down in the dirt. And these big people who have money and power are using Black people against us like they always have. Ooh, let me calm it down because y'all just don't know. I've been thinking about this for a minute and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of the ones that's allowing themselves to be used because you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself creating all this drama and mess when you should be stirring people up to go out and vote and get these demons up out of the White House. The one that could put us back and force us further down into the muck and the mire of society. These people don't care about us. They don't care about us at all. And when we have Black people who are on big platforms that could do something and help us and be there for us, and all they can do is sit up there and rant and rave and talk about garbage, oh boy, they need to be lined up and they need to be sent down the street getting a whooping by everybody they pass. That's what they need. That's what they need. You allowing yourself to be used for a coin. You just like a drug dealer. You're pushing garbage that's rotting people's minds. You're allowing evil spirits to channel into people's homes because you are using your platform as a portal for Satan. And you don't even have the sense or the decency to know it. Woo! You guys are chasing coin. But what will you do when your rights are taken from you and you are not allowed to create a platform anymore? Do you honestly think that if people get power to determine who has what, that they gonna keep letting us rise, baby, ooh, y'all just don't know. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I done been around long enough and I done seen enough to know. If certain people had power, they wouldn't allow black people to have jack. We'd be working in their houses, cleaning their kids. Yeah, that's what we'd be doing, because they sure wouldn't allow us to have our own businesses and do the things that we do today to further and better ourselves. They would stop us at every chance. Because there are still some people right now to this day that are in the government who were alive during the time of some of the greatest pivotal movements during the civil rights. Some people who were actually against us getting our rights, they're still alive today. And if you think those people do not want to see things change before they leave this earth, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming if you don't think these people want to see things change. They know they finna leave up out of here. They want to change as much crap as they can before they go and make it hard for us to live in this world, this good, wonderful, blessed, prosperous world that we living in. They want to change some things before they go. Y'all need to wake up. That's all I need to say. I got to say, y'all need to wake up and realize that the powers that be want us to stay asleep and focused on garbage. So we are blinded when they sneak up on us and turn us into slaves again. And I know a lot of y'all probably asking, how in the heck are they going to turn us into slaves? Slaves to the gossip mills. You know, all these gossipers, these people that get up here and tell falsities and half-truths and just blatant lies. They want us to they want to enslave our minds to junk so we're not paying attention to what's going on in our world. They want us to be slaves to the ratchet, negative TV shows that we see on TV. They don't want us to see black people prospering in power, not killing each other and fighting each other and undercutting one another. They don't want us to see that. They want us to see drugs and killing and backbiting and stealing and cheating. That's what they want us to see. They want to keep us full of garbage so we can't bring ourselves up out of the muck. They don't want us out of the muck because as a group of people, black people are very smart, hardworking, we're strong, we love to win. And they can't stand that. And that's the reason why they surround us with garbage, to keep us from reaching our full potential. They want to enslave us to drugs. They want to enslave us to the social services system. They don't want you to get off social services. They want you to be crippled so when they snatch it from under you, you die because they don't want you to live in the first place. I mean, I'm just saying it. I'm saying what other people have thought, they just ain't said. They want to enslave us to medication because most of the medication keep you so loopy and crazy out of it. You don't know what's going on. So they want us to be enslaved to medication. They want us to be enslaved to working 2 and 3 jobs and still can't get ahead. You can't focus. You can't really build yourself when you work in 2 or 3 jobs because you're tired. They don't want us to be clear-minded and able to stand up to them toe-to-toe and take them to the mat. You know, like, hey, wait a minute, partner. I'm not the one. No, babe, you need to back that up. We are very well spoken. We're eloquent. We're very decisive. We're very strategic. We're very creative, inventive. We are some of the strongest people mentally, physically, and spiritually. But we allow ourselves to be enslaved by garbage and foolishness. And then we allow ourselves to enslave our brothers and sisters. And then we allow ourselves to be used as a tool to mislead our brothers and sisters. Come on. And the list of things that we could be enslaved to, it goes on. There are so many things that we can be enslaved to. So, I'm not going to be able to talk about all that today because that list, oh my God, it's big, it's huge. There are so many things. Lack of education, lack of love in our communities, lack of support in our communities, lack of support in the churches, lack of support everywhere we go. All of these things are tools utilized to enslave you to a mindset of never being able to prosper or move ahead. But you got to want it bad enough. You got to want more. You got to see yourself as a victor and not a victim. I am a mother of 5 black children. If they were mixed, I would still call them black. They would still be mine. I'd still love them. I am a mother of 5 children. I raised them through my blood, sweat, and my tears. I've never in my life allowed anybody to talk down to me. Even though when I was a little girl, the people who should have been instrumental in my development, those were the ones who told me I couldn't accomplish anything. Those were the ones who told me I wouldn't amount to anything. Those were the ones who tried to beat my self-esteem down, rip me to shreds, and throw me out in the trash. That's what I grew up in. It wasn't white people that did that. It was my same folks, my kin folks, my own flesh and blood. And that is going to be another topic, because I love the whole pro-black movement, but I think we got a whole lot more work to do before we start walking around here pointing a finger at other people, talking about, you deal with people that's on the other side, you interracial this and interracial that, and we want to point our fingers at people, but we don't want to get to the root of the problem. And that's been a problem in the black community for as long as we've been a community. Now, I don't know about over on the other side of the world, but I know about since black people were brought here to this continent. We've got some deep-seated issues that we really need to address in order for us to fortify one another. It's not going to work just telling people to be empowered and research about your history. There are a lot of hurts. There are a lot of wounds that need to be healed. And if they're not healed, if they're not exposed, and if they're not addressed, our community is going to demise. People don't jump ship and leave ship. Nobody is going to jump off of a ship if the ship is sound. If there are not holes in that ship and that ship is not sinking, nobody is going to jump off of the ship to try to swim in all that water. People are jumping ship and leaving camp for a reason. And it's not all material. It's like I said, that's going to be another topic. Because this rant, I had to get some things out of me, some things that was just bothering me, some things that are just really ticking me off, because, you got a lot of people out here saying a lot of things that are half truths. And you got a lot of people out here that think that they're the only person in this world that's got a voice. If nobody ever listens or comments to what I say, guess what? I said my piece. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I said what I had to say. I got it off my chest. I'm good with it. But baby, when I tell you, hunty, when I say it, and I'm going to say it just like this. I say what I want to say and what I got to say, because I live in this world too, just like everybody else. I am so sick and tired of black people just going in on each other for every little thing. A black person can't live the way they want to. A black person can't dress or talk the way they want to. A black person can't love who they want to. Black people can't do nothing that they want to do. If we're not following somebody else's narrative, it's something wrong with us. And guess what? I'm not going for that either. I don't follow other people's narratives. I never have and I never will. I love my black people, but guess what? I'm myself. I am me. I am not you. You are not me. What I like, you might not like, and that's fine. I'm fine with that, because I'm not living for you anyway. I'm living for myself. So, with that being said, I'm finna get out of my rant today. I done got that out of me. I feel a lot better. I just wanted to say we need to wake up across the nation before it's too late. That was my rant. I did not talk about everything in my mind, because we would be talking for days, weeks, months, and years. But I had to get some of that off my chest, and I had to go ahead and just put it out there. If anyone is willing to interact with me, I'm willing to interact with you. I love conversation. I love to talk. I love people. I don't care who you are, black, white, blue, or green. I love people. I might not like what you do, and sometimes I might not like what you say, but I love people and I respect everyone. I love everyone genuinely. Um, One thing I will say, just a little bit of housekeeping. Please do not come to this page thinking you are going to be disrespecting anyone. Please behave like you got some manners. I don't do foolishness on any level, period, point blank, exclamation point, with a smiley face. Please do not come to this page thinking you are going to bash anyone over here. If I see it, you will be politely escorted out. I expect grown-ups to behave like adults and not like children. If you don't like the comment, thanks for feel like I need to say something. It's nothing personal. If somebody feels offended, get angry, upset, I don't care. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't care. This is Black Conspiracy TV, aka B.A.D TV. We do things different over here. It's all about telling the truth, shaming the devil, and talking about the things that they may not want you to hear. Thank you guys. You be blessed. Bye bye.